From 2004 to 2014, New Zealand averaged only 13.4 days annually under a state of emergency. But over the next 10 years, that number skyrocketed to 55.9 days annually. In 2023, the year of Cyclone Gabrielle, there were a record 91 days. Last year, 72. So how do we deal with that? Senior political correspondent Jenna Lynch asks the politicians responsible.
It just keeps happening, the country dipping in and out of a near constant state of emergency.
Since I've been minister, I think, I'd have to go back and check, but I think we're at about 26 now. 26, maybe 27.
And with it comes a near constant state of repair.
It's obviously worrying, and we've got to do a much better job as a country of looking after what we've got in terms of our assets, both schools and hospitals, but our roading network, our rail network around the country. These severe weather events are increasing in regularity.
We've got to be prepared for the fact that we're going to see more flooding, we're going to see more heavy rain, we're going to see more severe weather events, and we've got to be prepared for that.
Not helped by successive governments' failure to maintain assets.
If we're honest about it, as a country we have done that badly, and it's not just the roading network, it's hospitals with, walls that are collapsing, it's Defence Force accommodation with mould, it's schools that are well past their use-by date.
New Zealand has had a party on infrastructure and now the bill's coming in.
Wellington has felt the full disgusting force of what happens when infrastructure fails. The Mole Point wastewater station started pumping sewage in the sea again last night. Today the government announced an independent review.
It's a really important reality that what has happened in Wellington is unacceptable. We need answers to what caused that problem.
Infrastructure New Zealand's Nick Leggett was also the chair of Wellington Water, which managed the plant. He resigned as chair yesterday.
I don't think we should speculate any further on what might be the cause or causes until that review, and I think it will be quite a quick review, until the results of that come out.
It's far from the only infrastructure failure. Gisborne's running out of roads to get in and out of it. Despite all the rain, no magic money tree sprouted.
You can't always protect every part of the state highway network from severe weather events, for example. We are where we are. New Zealand is where it is, and the weather is going to keep happening, and so we can't future-proof everything from the weather, but where it's cost-effective and sensible to do that, we will do that.
Infrastructure New Zealand says we need to stop just funding patch-up jobs and build resilience into recovery.
Spending a bit more money to do that is an investment in it not happening again. It will actually save us money. And I think there is a critical cultural challenge in this country where we think cheap is best.
Tomorrow, the Infrastructure Commission will release its National Infrastructure Plan. It's understood it will focus heavily on investing in maintaining and fixing our current assets. There will be a top 10 list of things the government should focus on, with hospitals understood to be top of the list.
But it may mean some of the huge ticket items like National's flagship Roads of National Significance project will need to be pushed out or weighed up against what's more urgent.
Well, we're doing some hard thinking around choices that we have as a country and as a government, and I've been really upfront about that. I gave a speech.
The Minister argues sometimes those fancy, expensive new roads of national significance can be resilience projects too, like Transmission Gully north of Wellington.
That road has 100% improved the resilience of the Wellington region because it replaced essentially the Tiki Tour through Parramatta and the Coast Road, which was unsafe and was at risk of slips and rock falls and all of those things.
It's hard to build back better though if you don't get a break in the rain.